Welcome to the Sun City Stitchers channel. I'm Carlene.
And I'm Marlene, and this is Flosstube number 46.
We are very glad you're joining us. Again, we want to just say thank you. We know there are so many channels to watch, and we appreciate that you stop by and visit with us and let us share our stitching. And we love the comments that you leave for us. So welcome to our channel. We're going to start, we have a number of things that we're going to talk about today. We're going to start, first of all, and kind of just, share a little bit of haul that we got, and then share a little bit about our stitching progress, and a little bit about our upcoming progress, and then our upcoming plans for April. And then we're going to share just a few little extra things at the end, just to keep everybody in the loop. So, Marlene, how's your week been?
It's been good because I finally got my fridge fixed.
Oh, thank goodness.
They didn't come until yesterday. The part finally came in. So they came in, fixed my fridge yesterday.
Yay.
So, yes, so it was very nice. I actually got to eat real food.
So you can take the stuff in my fridge home today?
Yes.
Yay.
Okay. It's
Okay.
working.
Yay.
It's keeping cold. It's freezing. It's
Doing everything it's supposed to be doing.
Yes.
All right.
So,
We'll hope it stays that way.
Yes, hopefully.
Yay.
So, yes.
So
that was good. And
yes.
other than that, I had a normal week with just lots of tutoring.
I didn't have anything this week really out of the ordinary. Charlie got home Saturday night late, so Sunday we just relaxed. We didn't really have anything at all this week. He had a track meet today, and then next week he starts his district track meet, and it runs a number of days, so he'll be very busy next week. But this week it was pretty quiet and calm, so that was good. I got stitching done,
Yes, you did.
and some quilting. I've been working very hard on my quilt project that was for March, but I got accomplished what I wanted to get accomplished, so that was good. And my stitching got accomplished, so that's good.
That's good.
So, we had a couple of questions last week that we wanted to talk about. So I think let's start with that first. So one of the questions that we had last week was about the shelves that you see in back of us when we are filming from my house. And so I wanted to just take a couple minutes and talk about the things that are on the shelf. To begin with, I don't know if you see this basket or not, but this basket was what something Charlie and I used at our wedding. We passed out like favors, wedding favors in it, and I just keep and change the bouquet every month. And I have some little spring tags on here for display. Those were Faithwurks designs. And then I have a lot of Longaberger baskets. I mean, some people probably have way more than me, but I have a number of Longaberger baskets. But the cookie jars that you see here are antique cookie jars. This one was our mother's, and it is a McCoy cookie jar. I kind of collected some of them. I would like to get more, but these are ones this was one that was in Mother's collection. And then up here at the top, this was also a cookie jar, the little chicken that you see up there. And that was my mother's as well. And I just have some ivy and eggs somewhere along the lines. The top of the cookie jar either got broken or lost. So I just have a little like greenery in the inside of the cookie jar just to fill it. And this is a rose mauling plate. That's a Norwegian painting art. My mother's cousin made that, and it's one that I got from her. And he stays up all year, even though he's a little gnome, kind of Christmassy, but I leave him up all year because my cousin did make him. And then this is also a McCoy cookie jar, the old woman in a shoe from that nursery rhyme. And that one you bought at a...
I did. I found that in a little antique shop or a flea market. Then I have this set of these little purple cows, and these were my mother's. They may have been grandmother's, but they are actually a creamer and a sugar, like a sugar well, and then a salt and pepper shaker, the little tiny purple calves. So those are favorites of mine. This cookie jar that you see here, I don't know if you can see it. Let me pull it
Yes,
forward.
you can see it good.
Okay.
Mhm.
This was also Mother's. This is another one that was a McCoy cookie jar. So those are kind of, and then I have one set of Longaberger baskets here.
And talk about the little bunnies.
Oh, these little bunnies were given to me as a gift at Easter. One year we have some girls come over every year for Easter, and one year they brought these.
And they were handmade by somebody that she knew. One of her parents or something, I think.
No, that's another set that I have.
Okay.
I don't know where they got these. I don't remember where they got those, but yeah, they're very cute. I love them.
They were somebody that she knew that made them.
I don't believe so. Anyway, so that's a few things. And then the other thing that I've had several people comment on is my old, it's a wood burning stove. And this was actually the same cousin that did the rose malling plate. This was a stove that was in her family. It belonged to our great aunt. She had it when they homesteaded up in North Dakota. And once they moved off the homestead and moved into town, they no longer needed this wood burning stove, but my mom's cousin, my cousin, took it. She had it cleaned. But other than that, nothing else was done. It's not been painted. It's just in really excellent shape. So I was very honored. She and her husband moved into a condo, and the stove was too heavy to go up in the elevator to the 3rd floor where they were going to be living, and so she could not keep it. And none of her kids wanted it, and so she asked if anybody in our family wanted it. And so my husband and I drove up to Denver for a long weekend. We got it, brought it back, and when we had the house built, I specifically planned that this was going to go somewhere in our home. So I'm very honored to have it. I love it very much. It's very heavy. It weighs a ton.
And what about the cookie jar on top of that?
Yes, this is also a McCoy cookie jar. And I bought this one also at a little antique shop up in Ruidoso, I think. And then these jars are antique blue ball jars. These were my grandmother's. And these milk bottles, our grandfather was a dairy farmer, and these were the milk bottles that they used when the creamery would come and pick up the milk from the farm. And so these were his milk bottles.
And what about the little figurine between the canning jar and the milk?
This one is one that when I was little, ceramics were really popular, and I painted this and did this, a ceramic project, probably when we were, I don't know, second grade,
I think.
Marlene has one too. Hers is all blue.
Yeah, mine is blue.
My little girl was orange. And then this little teapot was something that Marlene and I played with in our playhouse when we were little growing up. And when we got older, of course, we no longer used the playhouse, and Mother went out and she was going to clean out, and she found some of these little cute dishes that we had used. And so she had a little flower arrangement put in it. So I keep it up here just because it's cute and it's antique-y. They don't make play dishes like that anymore.
No.
So that's a little bit about my shelves and the things that I have displayed, because you notice that I change some things out, but some things stay the same almost all throughout the year, with the exception of Christmas and winter, when the Christmas and snowman stuff come up.
Another question we had last week that was asked was about the size of a piece when you change the fabric count size. So one of the things that we had showed last week was one of my projects. It's this one, the Prayer of St. Francis. It's a My Big Toe, and I'm working on it. It was part of my stitching March Madness, and I had originally started it. This is 28 count fabric, and I had started it going over 2 threads, so you can see how large it is. The actual measurements for this, it is I'm looking for the stitch size, 257 stitches by 304 stitches. So on 28 count, going over 2 fabric threads, that would be equivalent to 14 count. So it was going to be 18.35, which is this, by 21.7. So it was going to be 21.7 long. I decided that was just going to be too big. I wasn't happy with the way that it was looking because the color changes were so drastic because you were going over so much area. And so I switched it, and I'm doing it over just one thread on the 28 count fabric. So I'm using the same piece of fabric, but I'm going over just one thread instead of over 2. So this will bring my measurements down then to 9.1 inches. So it'll be 9.1 inches across by 10.8 inches down. So it makes it just a little bit smaller and
a little bit more manageable for finishing.
Yes, for finishing.
Yeah.
And also I just think the color changes are going to be much more subtle and much prettier because it doesn't change so much because you aren't covering such a big area.
Yeah.
So that was another question that I felt like we needed to show.
Yeah.
In order to answer that question. So
Yeah, that was
those
good.
were a couple of questions that were asked last week. Okay, and then Marlene, why don't you show us, I know you got exciting happy mail this
Yes.
week.
Oh, and I forgot to take them out of the plastic. You want to show your stuff?
So we'll
while I
have
take mine
crinkly
out?
plastic.
Sorry.
Okay, let me show.
I just have a couple that have to come out of plastic.
I have,
I forgot to
I
take
got some new haul. We had stitch in last week. And so the April sheep spool was ready. And so, oh dear, I dropped something. And so this is my April sheep spool. So cute. So the little petite sheep is on the top. And of course you get everything. So let me show you. I got the chunky spool with the greenery so that I can shape this however I want. And of course, that's that. And then of course I got my thread and then the little sheep that's gonna go on the top,
And
a
the
little
fabric.
ribbon. I think the fabric was what I dropped on the floor. My floss, mostly just green floss. Couple of very cute little buttons that I can hang from the tree up here, the little sprig. I have, the sheep is all wrapped up. I'm not gonna take it out.
And this is the fabric.
That's the
Just a little
banding.
banding.
And then I have all these very cute little charms. So I have this one. It's just a little bunny.
Cute.
Yes, this one is a little chick. And a little sheep. An
Very
Easter
cute.
egg.
Oh my gosh, you did get lots of charms.
Yes,
Those are
because
very
they're,
cute.
and a little Easter basket.
Oh, cute.
And they will hang on these branches
yeah.
to decorate the tree. So it'll be like a little Easter tree. So that was what I got last week. And then I also got shove that all back in there. I also got 2 things of fabric. This one is Stormy Night.
Oh, I didn't stop it.
It's a Belfast linen, 32 count Belfast linen, Stormy
Oh, that's
Night.
pretty.
It's very pretty. I really love this. I think
And that's 32 pounds?
32 count. So that's really pretty.
Yeah. that's
And
pretty.
then I also got smoky white. This was vintage smoky white. This was the one, Marlene, that you wanted to use for one of your shepherd's bush.
Yeah, the shepherd's bush spring.
And this is also Belfast linen, 32 count.
The shepherd's bush notes. Sorry. I
There she
got
is
sleepy.
yawning again.
I know, I just got sleepy all of a sudden. I think because we just ate.
So vintage smoky white.
That's very pretty.
It is really pretty.
So show us what you got.
Oh, I got my Nashville Market stuff.
Yay, how
So,
exciting. So show us what you
so
got.
I got the robins are here. That's a with the needle and thread.
I just
I got
love
that
that
one. I
design.
know, I
That
do
is
too.
so
That's
cute
so
for
cute.
spring.
It's really cute. And then I got Spring Awakens with the two little bunnies.
Oh, and that's also with thy needle and
Yes,
thread.
that's with the needle and thread also.
Very pretty.
Oh, I think they're so cute. I just love them.
They are cute.
Little fat bunnies.
They would look cute on that vintage smoky white also
Yeah.
maybe.
Probably. And then I got two Teresa Colgate designs. Strawberry Manor.
Oh, that's pretty.
I think it's so pretty.
Have
I
you
just
done
love
any Teresa Colgates?
it. No.
I haven't. I haven't.
So I really like it. I think it's so pretty.
Oh, that is really pretty.
And then I got another Teresa Colgate, Remember Me.
Oh, that's pretty. I like this border,
I know,
don't
it's
you?
really pretty. And when I looked at the pattern, it's going to be really fun because it's like you do the outline and then you just fill in.
It's like coloring.
yeah,
a
so it's-
coloring
yeah.
book.
Yeah, so anyway, that's what I got from Nashville Market.
How fun.
I know.
I also
It's
got
very fun.
at Stitch In last weekend.
That's very exciting.
She had gotten an order from Shepherd's Bush, so I got the winter stitch bag.
Mm.
So I got the pattern and the bag to stitch it
Now,
on.
this time
And-
when you start it, you're going to remember to read the directions.
Yes, read the directions and go over two so that it comes out the right size. And I also got my fabric of the month from Atomic Ranch. And this one's very pretty. It's called Vapors. I'm getting
Oh,
40
that's very
count
pretty.
because I don't have a lot of 40 count and Nancy doesn't get a lot of
Right.
40 count. And so I opted to get the 40 count and I really love it. I'm really liking the Atomic Ranch fabric because it's not a heavy model.
Is it one that's printed on the front but not on
No,
the left? It's
no, it's a hand dyed,
Hand-dyed.
and so it goes throughout. But it's not a heavy modeling.
Right.
It's very subtle, and yet you can see
Yeah.
that there is
Yeah.
color variation.
Here,
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
I
really
really
pretty.
like it.
Yeah.
I've liked every one of the fabrics that I've gotten. Well, the first 3 months.
Yes, the
I've
first
liked
3
all
months.
of them.
I
So
think these little bunnies would actually look very cute on that Ann Livens.
oh, the one that I'm
Mm-hmm.
using for my Elizabeth Garrett. Yes, they would, because they've
think
got
they'll
kind
look
of
really
that. Show our viewers, because the Ann Nivens had kind of that antique-y, a
Yeah.
little bit more of a yellow background. That would look really
Yeah,
cute.
I think she would show up. I think
Yeah.
because it's more orange.
Yeah, you
than
could
yellow.
darken it
Yeah.
always too if you
Mhm.
needed
So
to.
anyway, I think that would be
Okay,
fun.
so that was New Haul and Happy Mail. And then we had some stitching progress. We're going to talk about our final 4 in our March Madness. But I had a couple that I made a lot of progress on, but they didn't make it into the final 4. But because I've showed Hawaii a number of times, I wanted to show everybody my progress on that because I have the second volcano
Oh, wow.
almost finished.
Oh wow.
Yes, all I have left to do is to put the metallic thread. There's 2
Oh,
colors,
wow.
kind of a red and then another one that's more orange. And so the spaces that you see down here in the volcano are all going to be that metallic. And then I have to do back stitching up here. See how there's back stitching on this?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
boxes and then a box with an X. I have to put that over this one
Oh, okay.
on this side. And then of course all of this is beads.
These beads.
So I made
Oh,
nice
wow.
progress
Yes,
on
you
that, so I wanted
did.
to show that. So I want to go back
Very
and at
nice.
least get that volcano finished.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
that's
the
good.
other one that I have been working on and have not made a lot of progress on, but I did actually get to put some in for March Madness, was the Holly Berry. This is an Erica Michaels that I'm doing on the
Silk gauze.
silk gauze. Oh, this background is not gonna be a
Here,
good.
just try to-
I brought the black paper. Let me put this in back of it.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Much better. So that is what I've gotten
Oh, wow,
done.
you have gotten a lot done.
Yes, you know, it's 10 stitches,
Yeah.
so it does go pretty fast.
Mhm.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
I was happy with my
That looks
progress on that
good.
too. I know it's pretty. It's very pretty. So that was that progress.
Yes, that's good. Yeah, I haven't, well, I've been catching up because I was behind on March Madness. So, I've been catching up on my ones that made it to the final four.
Oh,
And then
that's
I'm gonna
good.
go back and,
So what were your final
Yeah.
fours?
and then I'm gonna go back and catch up on my other ones. My final four was the first one for, one of the regions was, the IJK sampler. It's a little house design. And, so this is what I have done.
They showed it in two different options for finishing. They also had an option to finish all in one piece.
yeah.
But Marlene and I had done a number of ones that
Yeah.
were all one piece. So we opted to do them as little pillows.
Yeah, separate pillows. So that's what I have done. So
Wow,
I'm ready
that
to
you're
fill-
coming along really
Yeah.
well with
So
that
I'm
one.
ready to fill in the glass.
That's good.
I'm
That'll
excited
be
to do
mindless.
these flowers over here.
Yes, they're pretty.
Yes. So
They're
anyway,
really pretty.
so that's one. Did you want to do?
Well, I already showed one of mine is Prayer of Saint Francis, and of course I've already showed that in my
Yes.
answering that question. So that one is going to get. Hopefully, it's going to get some stitches this weekend, but
We'll
it made
see.
it into the final four.
Yes. And then another one that made it into the final four was Stitcher's Shadow Box by Sue Hillis, and it's a collaboration piece with Nancy Waller. She did all the smalls. Nancy did all the smalls when Faithwurks. But I'm actually working on the shadow box part right now.
Because did you do like I did, and I put the collaboration smalls as one
Yes.
entry, and then the
Yes.
shadow box
Yes.
as another.
Mhm.
Yes, that's
the
what. And my
shadow box.
shadow box made it. I did stitches
Yes.
on my shadow box, but the smalls did not
No,
make it.
my smalls. did
So
not
what have
make
you
it.
stitched on
So
that?
I did this little center box right here. I did that one. All I have left to do is just back stitch the little apple or strawberry, whatever.
I think it's an apple. Oh, that's really pretty.
Mhm.
That's what I worked on that too. I got
Yeah.
my center all done, but
So-
none of the back stitching is done.
And then I also, because it's moving on, I also got a start on another one of the blocks with the little thread spools.
Is that this one?
No, yeah, yes,
Yes,
it's that
this one.
Yes.
And what it says, stitching calms my
Yeah.
soul. How pretty. I love
I know.
that.
I know.
I really
Anyway,
love the
so that's
colors.
another
This
one.
was stitched on, I don't remember what it's
32
stitched.
count lamb's wool.
32 counts lamb's wool with all Weeks Dye Works
Dye Works.
threads.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay.
Oh,
Another
yeah, and
one
I
of
should have
mine.
said that. The IJK sampler was also, I don't remember what fabric we used.
It was the called for fabric.
It was?
Yes. Because Nancy kitted it all up for us.
Oh, yeah, right.
French
and it-
country mocha.
Yes, and it was with classic colors.
Yes, classic colors. And one of mine that made it into the final four, another one, was Nostalgia, and it was actually the number 8 pattern. We are doing this one in all one piece of fabric, and so I have the top 4 boxes and then the 5th box done down here, and number 8 is this box, so that's the one I have been working on. And I will hopefully get more stitches this weekend.
Listen, my Nostalgia number 6 also made it into the final four. So I'm also doing Nostalgia. And I also have the first 4 boxes done. And a good part of number 5.
Yeah.
And then now I'm working on this
You
one,
have a
number
lot
6.
of number 6 done
Yes,
now,
I got
too.
all the little people put in. That's what I worked on last night, were the little people. So, anyway.
So pretty.
I
But,
know, I
ugh,
really like working
It really
on it.
drives me crazy.
I love it. I really like it.
Then another one of mine that made it was a Christmas house. This was actually in a magazine. It's not in print any longer. The designer was Patricia Andrle, I think is how you say her name, Andrle. And this is what I have
Ooh,
done.
that's so pretty.
I have worked on, for Stitching March Madness, everything inside has gotten filled in, inside the house. So I had the roof done and these little 2 gray stitches that go all the way up the side of the roof here. So all of these decorative stitches were done as part of March Madness.
Oh, wow.
This is a hardanger stitch. So this is actually going to get cut and then the bars will be wrapped so that you can see the candle in the window up here. And then through the large window that I haven't put in yet, you see the Christmas tree. So it looks like you're looking into the house. This designer actually had a number of designs. I thought they were all in the same magazine, but over the course of about 3 years, because she had some in 94 and then 95 and 96.
I thought there
She
was
had-
one in 98 also.
She had a number of patterns, and we'll show those a little bit later.
A little bit later, yeah.
I'll show those too.
Okay, and then my last project that made it to the final 4 was Lighthouse Summer Garden by Liz Turner Dio. And this came as a kit. And so this is what I have done. I've been working on all the border and the back stitching.
And it doesn't give the name of the fabric, it just says it's a 28 count linen.
Yeah,
So very pretty.
it's really pretty. I really love working on it.
It was really pretty.
You have yours done, don't you?
Yeah, I need to finish it.
Mm-hmm.
My last one, my 4th one that made it in was my nativity. I'm working on the center panel, the Holy Family. And I'm working on the shepherd down here in the corner.
Oh, you got a lot of done.
Yes. So he's coming
Yeah, that's
along.
good.
So we'll see if I get to work on him anymore this weekend.
Yeah. That's
We have
good.
games tomorrow.
Yes.
2 games tomorrow, so 2 projects will get cross-stitched, and then the final game Monday night. So
Yes.
one last project will get another 100 stitches.
Yes.
And then we will have survived March Madness.
Yes. But it was very fun.
Yes, it was very fun. Very fun. I love it, and I love because, like, I would have never chosen to stitch on nostalgia.
No.
And I got a lot of stitches
With
put
the
in.
stitch done.
I would not have probably stitched on Hawaii Gardens this time of year, and I got a lot accomplished. I would never have pulled out Nativity in April
Yeah.
or March. So it's nice because it
Yeah.
forces you to pull out some projects and put
And
stitches
the
in.
projects that you kind of least expect,
Yeah,
like
go
the,
on.
the IJK sampler, I never would have thought that one would move on. You know?
No. Mm-mm.
So anyway, it's fun.
All
I
right.
like it.
So then the next thing we're going to talk about is our April stitching plans. So I think to start with, Marlene and I have decided we have some projects that we're going to just kind of relegate to being our morning stitches because both of us tend to get up in the morning and we stitch for a while first and then go do something.
Yes.
Sometimes I do my little workout first and then I reward myself with getting to go stitch an hour and a half.
Oh,
And
wow.
Marlene does it the opposite way. She lets herself stitch for a little while and then goes and does her workout.
Yes.
So we use it as a motivating factor. So Marlene, what are your morning stitches
Okay,
going to be? I think we have some that are the
Yes,
same.
yes. Well, spring stitching seasons by Stitching with the Housewives is going to be one of my morning stitches.
Mine too.
'Cause
It's going to be
It's coming along really well, and I don't really think it'll take that long to finish it up.
if we just get to work on
Yeah,
it.
if I just.
I have almost the
Yeah.
same amount done.
So it's really fun. I
Yes.
just love working.
I love it. I love the colors.
I do
It's
too.
just beautiful.
So
I really love
It's
it.
really, really fun.
So yes, that's gonna be one of mine.
Yes. And then,
This one is being done with the called for colors and
Yes.
thread. It's done on the 28 count, even weave white pine board with classic colors.
yes. Okay, and then another one I want to work on is the Elizabeth Garrett. Because I haven't gotten to work on that.
This is a hands across the
Yes,
hands across the sea design.
It was our Sal that we started,
started
on
St. Patrick's
St. Patrick's Day. And I'm doing it on Atomic Ranch Freeze, 40 count Atomic Ranch Freeze. And I'm using the NPI Silks number 406. So, and I haven't gotten to work on it. So,
I worked on mine a little
I'm very
bit.
excited.
I got the row of cross stitch done, well, under here, and then I started the numbers, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, yeah,
So I
that's
want
good.
to, yes, and I am doing mine on an Atomic Ranch 40 count fabric as well, and Nivens. This is the one that Marlene said she wants to do the bunnies on. I think it would look really pretty because it's that kind of soft pale color, creamy, kind of a creamy yellow.
See, I think it would look really cute on that.
Yes, I do too.
I think it would look
Really
cute.
springy and cute.
I think so.
And then I'm using a 103,
Yes,
025. It's kind of a silvery green.
that's pretty. Okay, and then another one I want to work on is the Spring Quaker.
I'm going to
Springtime
work on that
Quaker.
one as well.
And this was Faithwurks design. This is the one we received when we went to our weekend getaway back at the beginning of March, middle of March. And this is what I have done. I haven't gotten to work on it. It was one of my March Madness, but it didn't get any stitches put on it.
This is done on 32 count
32
Lugana.
count. Mhm. It's
This
very
is
fun.
mine.
It's very fun. Oh yeah, you're almost done. with
Yeah, I'm
yours.
almost done. So this is going to be the first one that I do as a morning stitch. And then I want to work on getting our clocks because you decided you wanted yours spray painted black,
Yes,
right? I want
yes.
mine spray painted black too. So I want to work on getting that done.
And then another one I want to work on as my morning stitch is the Spring Has Sprung. I didn't bring it along, but I got a tiny little start on it because it was one of my
Yes, you showed
upsets.
it last week. You
Yes.
had like the little
The little
snowman done.
done. So I'm hoping I get to keep working on that because that's so fun.
I'm going to work on my sheep spools. I'm going to start with
yeah.
April. And then I have January started. So I want to go back and finish
Yeah.
January. So I want to get these morning spring ones done. And then if I have still time left, I'll go back and work on my spools and try to kind of
Yes.
catch up on my
That would be
spools.
good.
Then of course, we're doing our Ladies of the Month.
Yes.
And so this month, Our Lady of the Month is our mother.
Yes.
It would have been her birthday in April. Her birthday month was April. And so we are going to be doing the Bluebirds of Happiness, the JBW design. This was an exclusive design. I'm going to fold the plastic page back. I think it shows up a little
Yeah.
better. This was an exclusive design done for keepsakes. They had a stitch retreat right at the beginning of the year in January. And even though Marlene and I didn't go, we loved this design so much that we both went on and ordered it from their website. We are going to be stitching it on the called for fabric, which is the Atomic Ranch Freeze. So that's going to be our fabric
Yes.
with the called for colors. So it's kind of mostly classic color works, but there's a couple of weeks dye
I'm missing
works.
some colors. I
Yes.
don't have that pink.
Marlene, we have to get a couple. There were a couple that were missing from yours. So these are the colors that we're going to be using. And the reason we chose to do this for our mother was that she lived on the border of Arkansas and Missouri. She lived in Missouri, but just like only 10 minutes from the Arkansas border. And down in Arkansas, they actually have a factory that made the little glass bluebirds. That's what they were famous for. If you Google bluebirds of happiness, those little clear
Birds.
glass birds will show up.
Uh-huh.
And Mother had read or seen somewhere that this factory was there, and she'd heard of them. She did not
I
have
think-
any, but
no,
her
but I
aunt
think-
had some.
Yeah, and I think maybe they've gotten some in at the penny store where she'd worked or
it
something.
could have been.
Because they had a nice little gift area there.
Yeah. Anyway, she wanted to go visit this factory where they made it. So
and it
we
was
were,
like a day trip. It
yeah, it
was,
wasn't far.
No,
it wasn't far.
far.
And so we were going down, and so I drove, and Mother, gave directions, and Marlene was in the back seat. And at that time, Marlene had a coworker, and her favorite color was yellow. So Marlene kept saying from the back seat, "Oh, I wonder if they'll have little yellow bluebird of happiness." And so Mother and I didn't say anything. And then she said it again. So then I finally turned to Mother and I said, "She wants a yellow bluebird of happiness." And Mother was laughing and laughing. So we have very good memory of that little trip.
And I did find one. They did have a little yellow bluebird of
Yes,
happiness.
they made them in all colors,
Yes.
it turned out, not just blue.
So I got
So-
one for my coworker, and she loved it
Yes, in yellow.
in yellow.
But they are very beautiful.
They are.
And so
and
I
I'm
don't
so mad I didn't get one for myself.
I don't know if this, I don't know exactly the origin of this, but that's what we thought of when we
Yeah.
read Bluebirds of Happiness, because that was something that Mother was really liked. And we went on that little day trip and went down and saw it, and had dinner down there. They had a little kind of, restaurant.
Yeah.
It was kind of a little gourmet kind of
Yeah.
restaurant.
Yeah.
And so we had a wonderful time and have wonderful memories. And so that's why this is going to be our
Yes.
Lady of the Month project. And
In
it is
honor
going to
of
be in honor of our mom. So somewhere in there, I'm going to work to be able to put in
Her initials,
her initials and
something.
birth date.
Yeah.
At least birth year.
Yeah. Yes.
So there was that. And then we're going to be working on, we've been watching some Flosstubes. What are some of your favorite Flosstube channels to
The
watch?
Sweetwater Stitcher.
I like her too.
I like her. Of course, Carol, the Sawblock Stitcher.
I always watch her too.
Annie, the Proper Stitcher. I love her. And I like.
I never miss Nicola Parkman.
Yes, I like
love
Nicola too,
Parkman
yeah.
because she always
And
has
then-
something unique that
Uh-huh.
she's showing.
And then I like Pumpkin Hollow Quilts. I have a lot. I have a lot that I watch.
And another one that I really like the project she does is Daydream Stitcher.
Oh, I haven't watched
I like
that.
the Daydream Stitcher a lot. She does some. I know she's doing Hidden Treasure Bookshelf. She's way further than I am, but it's beautiful,
Wow.
and she's doing that one too. I don't know if she showed it recently. She showed it a few times. So anyway, but. One of the things that Sweetwater Stitcher Jessica was talking about was that she was going to be doing it was somebody else's idea, but
Yeah.
I saw Jessica talking about it. Marlene did too.
Yes.
Called 5 for 5, where they chose 5 projects that they work on for 5 days. And so I had kind of started that, but we're refining it, and we're going to go ahead and do that. So Marlene, what did you choose for your 5 for 5?
Well, my first 5 days in April are going to be the Bluebirds of Happiness.
Yes, mine too. I'm
Yeah.
going to start with that. So
So,
tomorrow, that's what I'm starting.
Yes, me too.
I'm going to do my morning stitch, and then I'm going to work on Bluebirds of Happiness.
Yes, and hopefully I have most of my March Madness caught up. And then the second one that I'm going to work on is going to be the Polyvon April. Sorry, I should have found a page this way.
Oh, that's so pretty with the butterflies on
Yes.
that quilt.
So I have that one done. This much done. Let's see, I think that's is that right?
No, that's the back.
That's the back. Sorry.
Oh, you have a lot done.
So that's
Move it this way.
what I'm gonna work on.
Well, that's pretty.
It's really pretty. It's fun. I like doing it. So anyway, so I'm gonna work on that one.
There, it shows 2 pages, but there's really hardly anything over
Yeah,
here on
on the
this
second page.
side, mostly just this.
Yeah.
That's pretty. So that's gonna be one of your 5 for
Yes.
5.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
One of mine, because I didn't get to work on it as long as I wanted to, was the A Heart Remembers by Blackbird Designs. I'm doing it on 40 count. What are you doing your April one on?
Oh,
I'm doing it on 40 count Country Mocha,
for sure.
vintage Country Mocha.
This was just from my stash, so I'm not exactly sure what it was.
Maybe a 28 count.
Maybe
Looks
28 or 32.
like 28.
I think that's still the back.
It looks like 28.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it might be. Anyway,
And then I know we're both going to be working on our London Elegance and trying to get her finished up.
Mhm.
I have not gotten to work on her at all.
I did get to work on mine.
Oh,
a
you
little
did?
bit. Well,
Okay.
not very much, but I don't think I showed it last week.
No, I don't
got
think
the
you
corner of her dress
did. Oh,
done.
down here.
Yeah.
The colors are so pretty.
Mhm.
Yeah, I didn't get any more
So-
done on her than what I had just done the last time. So, but hopefully next week.
Yes.
Well, no, I'm not going to have work done. Well,
No.
yes, she's going to be the second one that I work on. So 5 days we will
Oh,
get to
yeah.
work because Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah,
Maybe
so
we
maybe
work on-
I'll work on her on Thursday, starting on Thursday.
Probably going to be working on Palawan. Okay, and then another
We're
one.
going to do Rosanna
Yeah,
Dissery.
Rosanna Dissery.
This was the reproduction sampler.
Mhm.
We're doing this one on 32 count.
Yes. With 1 strand of floss. That's what I have done. I just have to put the title in up here, and then all the over one stitching is done, I believe.
Her
no,
name and
the
stuff
name
is
and-
down
yeah,
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine. I haven't worked on mine. So, I'm hoping.
Yes, me too. And then the last one I'm going to work on is Celtic Dancer.
Yes, I'm going to work on mine too. I got a little bit more of her done.
I got some of. I haven't put any more in. I think I maybe showed this last week.
Oh, she's so pretty.
So get to work on her arms more. I was hoping she's going to move on, but she didn't. I get to
No.
work on her one more time.
She didn't move on for me.
She moved on just to the Elite 8.
Mm-mm. She didn't make it to the elite 8. She
Oh,
got
she didn't?
beat. Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. Well, yours did. I think mine did.
No, she was Houston for me.
Oh, no. She was,
They both lost in the same round.
she was,
They lost. They played last weekend, and they didn't play the second week, so they didn't make it out of the Sweet 16. They played in the
Oh,
Sweet
yeah.
16. They didn't make
she
it
was,
the next
she
round.
was, she was my South.
Alabama.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so those are 5 for 5. So if we do 5 days on each of those 5 projects, it will bring us till the 25th of April. So my plan is that if there's one that I'm really close to being finished with, that I'll just work on for 5 more days and finish up, or maybe something happened and I didn't get to stitch on one of the projects as much, then that's what I'll work on for the last 5 days.
Or if they all got about even number, then I'm gonna go back and work on the focus project.
Yeah, Bluebirds
For
of
5 more
Happiness.
days.
Mhm.
For 5 more days.
Yes, that's my plan too.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Then I mentioned the designer for Christmas house, and so I was going to show her other designs that she had. This one, the Christmas house, was actually from the December edition of Country Cross Stitch and Country Crafts, and it was the December of 94. And then this one is called Romantic Gazebo. And you see here, this is the top piece of fabric with the cut work. And then this is the piece of fabric that you stitch on in back, and it's a smaller count than this. And so this is what you see in back of the windows. So that one was called Romantic Gazebo, and it was in the July-August of 95, that same magazine. And then Cross Stitch and Country Craft, this was January, February of 96, and it's the Flower Shop. I love this one.
Oh, that's really cute. Mm-hmm.
And then there are the two pieces. So again, this is the top piece of fabric, and then this is this piece, the piece stitched on linen that goes in back of the window. It's just so pretty. I really love these. And then there was one, and this one was in cross stitch and needlework. And you were right, Marlene, it was February of 1998. So these are old designs. And this one's called Victorian House. That one doesn't show the
two pieces.
this. It shows this, which is
That's
what
a
goes in
pattern.
back. It's just the stitched. And then there was one more, and this was in cross stitch and needlework in December of 1996, and it was the toy store. And that one was really cute too.
That is really cute.
And it doesn't.
I love them, but I don't like doing cut under very well. It really scares me to cut my fabric. So that's why I
Yes,
never
cutting
done that.
fabric is kind of scary.
Yes, it's very
Here this shows the top piece, and then this is
Oh,
what
yeah.
you stitch on the linen piece. So, like I said, these are out of print. Marlene and I just started a Facebook group called Sun City Stitchers, and I did post these patterns or pictures of the patterns on that group page. That one too. So if there's one that you're interested in, I'm checking now to see as far as copyright and that kind of thing, or see if it's available anywhere, and I'll keep you posted. But if you're interested or you like those patterns, let me know, and that way as I find out and learn more about them, I'll let you know how you might be able to acquire a copy. So do that. Check us out. We're, like I said, we have a Facebook group. There's 3 questions that you have to ask and then agree to the rules.
Answer.
3 questions you have to answer and then agree to the rules, and then Marlene or I can approve you to be in the group. So make sure you check that out. And I think we were going to do a couple of things in that group coming up, weren't we?
Yes. One of the things we're gonna do during the month of April, we want you to post whatever spring project you're working on.
Oh yes,
Post a
because we want to
picture.
see what you all are working on. We
For
want to see
spring.
your stitching.
Yes, for
spring
spring.
whips.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then, in fact, starting tonight, we're going to put a post up that's just a whip weekend. So whatever you're working on this weekend, post a picture so we can see. If you want to post a starting picture and an ending
So
picture.
you can see your progress, how much you got done during the
We
weekend.
used to love to do that in the Chatelaine group. They always did that every Friday. That post came up, and whatever Chatelaine you were working on, you'd post a picture at the beginning of the weekend and one at the end to see your progress. So we're going to start that in our group with any whip that you want, anything that you're working on over the weekend. Post a picture of it. And on that same note, so that's our Facebook group, Stitching Sun City Stitchers
Same as
Facebook
our-
group,
same as our
Flosstube.
Mhm.
And then also make sure, please, that you like this video and subscribe to our channel if you have not. We love to get new members. And then also Marlene and I have ordered our float like the butterfly, sting like a bee patterns. I found mine from Fat Quarter Shop.
Fat Quarter Shop.
I ordered them from the Fat Quarter Shop, and I also ordered the little floss drop.
Yes, that's really cute.
It's a little wooden
Paddle
piece
kind
that
of.
says, yes, that says float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, and then there's a place for us to put our floss. It's stitched with anchor floss. Float like a butterfly has a few more colors than sting like a bee. So you might want to check that out. We'd love to have you
Anchor or
join.
DMC.
Yes, Anchor or DMC. It calls for DMC.
Yes.
We're going to start our SAL May 1st, so that gives you time to get your pattern, to get your supplies. I believe that the pattern calls for 40 count vintage country mocha, but I'm not positive about that. And of course, you can change it to anything that you would want. And our hashtag, we're going to have a hashtag for that. It's going to be hashtag float or sting.
Yes.
Sal. Float or sting Sal. Hashtag float or sting Sal will be our hashtag on Instagram. And so we hope you plan to join us on May 1st so that we can start that. Marlene, you're going to do
Sting like a bee.
sting like a bee, and I'm going to do
I'm gonna
float
start
like a
with that
butterfly. I want to do both of them.
I do too.
But we're both going to start with different ones, so pick your favorite and plan to start with us on May the 1st. Anything else?
I think so.
No? We want to say again, thank you very much for joining us. We love hearing from you all, and we have so much fun doing this.
Yes,
we
and
love
planning. We love sharing our progress.
we went out
or
for-
lack of progress.
Yes,
as the case
we
may
went.
be.
Sometimes we have to commiserate with one another. We went out for dinner, and all through dinner we planned what we were going to talk about for our Flosstube, and we looked up stuff. And so, anyway, we're glad you joined us this week.
Hope you have lots of stitching time this weekend.
Yes, I'm looking forward to this weekend. We
Me
don't
too.
have anything else.
No.
We do have Stitch In coming up.
Yes.
Um,
Next weekend.
And next weekend on the 8th, it will be the 8th of April at the Pebble Hills Police Station out on Pebble Hills. We usually start at 12:30 and run till about 4:30. You bring whatever you want to stitch and come and join us. It's a nice group of ladies that get together and stitch a couple times a month here in El
Sometimes they go
Paso.
out to eat afterwards. and-
Yes. So plan to join us for our stitch-in next week. And on that note, from us Sun City Stitchers, remember that a day without laughter is like a day without sunshine.
So wherever you are, bring your own sunshine.
And keep on stitching. See you next week.